Welcome to MTC Creative Kitchen.
Greetings are my subscribers, as well my newest subscribers. Thank you all for coming. Now for today on the menu, I'm gonna prepare baked bean and saltfish with grump provision, and that would have been cooked green bananas with dasheen and dumplings. Yes, you heard correctly. Baked bean and saltfish with cooked green bananas, dasheen and dumplings. Now guys, this is something worthwhile watching, and you do not want to miss this, so stay tuned and I'll be right back. Thanks for tuning in. Now here I have quite a pot of saltfish that I placed to soak within the bowl here. Now the reason why I placed it to soak is because I want to reduce some of the salt from the saltfish, alright? But before I put it in the bowl of water, I did wash it off first thing first, because they know it carries a lot of salt, so you want to make sure that you wash it off first thing first before you place it in a container of water to soak, alright? So when it's properly soaked, then I'm gonna place it in a pot to cook. You know what I mean? Until it's properly cooked. Alright, so there it is. My saltfish soaking in a bowl of water. Alright, so I'm gonna light the stove now. Alright, the stove is now lit. The pot of water is right here, as you can see. So I'm gonna give it a few minutes before the water comes to a boil, and then I'm gonna put the saltfish in. Now remember, the saltfish is being soaked in a container of water. Here it is. That's the saltfish right there. It goes washed off and placed to soak in a container of water, and that is just to reduce the salt, right? Even though I'm going to cook it. So stay tuned. Now the water is now come to a boil, so I'm going to go ahead and put the saltfish in. Alright. So my saltfish is properly soaked. I'm going to place it in like so. Alright, and then I'm going to allow it to cook until it's done. Yeah man, so as I said before, saltfish has to be cooked properly. Alright, now even though I did rinse the saltfish off first thing first, then I place it in a container to soak, and that is just to reduce the salt level, right? Now, even though it's gonna be cooked, you know guys, it's the right and proper way to get it done. Just ensure you wash it out first, then I place in a container of water, right, to have it soak. So that means the saltfish will be tender, and you know, some of that salt level reduced, right? Not fully, you know, but it will reduce a little, you know what I mean? And then I'm gonna cook it. So as you can see now, this is the cooking process. So I'm gonna allow it to cook until it's done. Alright, so see the saltfish are bubbly, you know. Yeah, indeed. Saltfish are bubble. Now the thing about this, you know guys, you see, because I don't really consume too much saltfish, that's why I didn't use much. Now, you see, for you guys, if you want to use more than just quarter pound of saltfish, you can go ahead and do it. But for me, you know what I mean, quarter pound of saltfish is good for me. You know, I don't need to use half pound or 1 pound. That's gonna be a lot, you know what I mean? But then if you're cooking for a family, and you want to use at least 1 pound to 2 pounds with a couple of baked beans, you know what I mean? That's on you, you know what I mean? Do what you must. But for me, this is just a meal for me and my daughter, you know what I mean? And I don't need too much of a saltfish. Alright, so that's a wrap. Now I have 2 containers out. the flour and the cornmeal. So I'm gonna go ahead and put in 2 scoops of flour. That's 1, 2, maybe put half more scoop in it. So that's 2.5 scoop of flour. Then I'm gonna add some cornmeal to it because I'm gonna make it some mixed flour. Yeah, mixed flour. You know what I mean? So when I say mixed flour, I'm talking about cornmeal. That's cornmeal with the flour itself, right? Because I don't use pure flour only. You see, I'm gonna do some banana dumpling, cornmeal dumpling, some cassava dumpling, but I don't use just straight flour. All right. So I'm gonna use approximately 1 scoop, as you can see here, 1 scoop of flour, 1 scoop of cornmeal. My apologies. Then I'm gonna get my spoon and I'm gonna stir the flour with the cornmeal like so, right? Okay, you wanna make sure that everything is combined before you can go ahead and add your water to it to mix, alright? Just make sure everything is properly mixed. It has to be properly mixed. Alright? So when I mix it, I'm going to use a spoon and just to dredge out the middle of it like so, right? Just dredge out the middle because I'm going to add some water. The water I'm going to add to it is going to be placed in the middle. Now if you notice, I did not add no salt to it, right? What I'm going to do, I'm going to add the salt to the pot itself, right? Alright guys, so I'm going to pour in now some water within the middle of the flour mixed with the cornmeal. Now if you notice, I'm not adding too much water at once, right? I just add a little water, then I'm using my spoon to stir, right? Because I don't want to add too much water. And these are the steps that you should follow. Just ensure that you use a little water to mix, right? Do not add too much water at once. If you do add too much water at once, it's gonna happen, you're gonna spoil the mixture. Now what if you don't have no more flour, right? What you're gonna do? It's gonna be a total waste, right? So the right thing to do is just to add a little water, then you mix. Then you add a little more water, then you mix until the dough is complete, right? So I just add some more water now, and I'm gonna continue to mix, right, until the dough is almost complete. Now, this process, you know, with me using a spoon is just to avoid my hands from being messy, right? But I'm gonna use my hands at some point, you know, right? But not right now. You know, as soon as I get some of this mixture mixing together, then I'm gonna use my hands, right? I'll put more water to it. Now this method may take some time, right? But guys, believe you me, you know, haste make waste, and if you want to get it done the proper way, all right. So I'm just gonna continue to mix until the dough is almost complete, right? Alright, so I have some more flour on the side here, but I'm gonna just use my spoon to continue to add some tension. So that means, you know, I want to go in with my hand when it's too moist, right? Alright, now I'm gonna add some more. I'm gonna add some more water to it, like so. Just a little more water again. As I said before, add some water, then you mix, then add some more water, alright? Now this way, you know, as I said before, it will avoid you from mixing, from spoiling the whole mixture. Yeah, it's better to be safe than sorry, right? You don't want to be sorry, right? Because this could be the last of the flour and cornmeal that I have, right? And just imagine if I add too much water to it, you know what's going to happen? I'm gonna spoil the whole thing, so I don't want to spoil the whole thing. So I'll just add a little water to it. You know, let me add my little water and mix it until it's complete, and to add too much water, and then when you check the level, it's spoiled. You know what I mean? So that's a no-no for me. You know what I mean? All right, so I'm just gonna add some more water because it's kind of dry. right? To me, I rather add the water to it than to know it's spoiled. For real, but it's coming on, it's getting there. It's getting there. It is getting there. Put more water. Feels a little dry, so I'm gonna add some more water to it again. I'm just gonna continue this stuff until it's mixed to my soup, right? It has to be mixed properly, you know. It has to be. Or should I say need? Need is when you go in with your hands and here. You add some tension to it, you know, when you squeeze it down. You add some pressure to it and ensure it's properly kneaded. Properly mixed. Some people say mix, some people say knead. When I say knead, so I'm gonna add some more water again. Just some more water. Alright. As I said before, guys, I rather it needs more water than to spoil the mixture. Right, that's a no-no for me. That's a no-no for me. Alright. Alright, feels like it's getting to my soup now.
Told you what to chase. How to run the race. Every move is on the page. But I didn't like their way.
Now, you know, when you add the water to it, right, and start to knead it with your hands, you can feel it starts to get soft. You know, you can tell if it's through your suit. It's getting there. It's absolutely getting there. Now, this kind of dough, right, that is made here, we call it cornmeal and flour. So you know the cornmeal and flour, when they mix it and knead it, it should be cornmeal dumpling when it's made, right? So it's a cornmeal dumpling. You know, they say when they use pure flour only, it will give you hard bone. So it's best when you can mix the flour with something, you know what I mean? And not allow it to just be plain flour only, because you get hard bone. You know, hard bone is when they can't, should I say? I mean, people should know what hard bone is, but as we said before, it is what it is, right? Alright, let's now feed into my suit. Absolutely getting there. Now I will show you what it looks like when I'm finished. I'm going to light the food pot now. Yeah, so the stove is now lit. And the water is already in the pot. So I'm gonna allow it to come to a boil, and then I'm gonna make the dumplings and put them in. Alright, so the water is now coming to a boil, as you can see. Check that out. And I have the first dumpling that I made right here. I'm gonna place it in the pot.
Told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move is on
Here's the second dumpling, as you can see. Look at them, guys. I'm not a perfectionist, but I like to make my dumplings neat You know what I mean? For real. Like, you know, presentation means a lot to me, you know. Alright? Now here I have some green bananas. I have 6 fingers of green bananas. I'm gonna break them off and place them within my container here of water. Then I'm going to, now watch me carefully, this is what I do. I split up, then run the knife down the side like so, right? Then I go down to the bottom, then I cut it like so, right? Place that in, then get the next one like so. Slide the knife over the side. Now guys, I've seen other people peel bananas, right? But I guarantee you that when peeling bananas, you know, the best way to go about it is use the tip of the knife, right? Tip of the knife. Now, when it's the tip of the knife, you know, you can use the discretion. Don't go in too deep. Furthermore, make sure you cut the banana to the side. Not in the middle here, but to the side. Alright? So that's 3. And this is number 4. Try the knife on the side. Now guys, I didn't learn all this on my own. My mother was the one who taught me how to cook. You know what I mean? I didn't go to no school to learn how to cook. It's home training, you know what I mean? My mother always said, come son, because you know, you need to learn how to do this because I don't need you enough for my age, you know, man, take it from a fool. So, he bring me on my wing, with her ring, and she teach me how to clean, cook, and everything, man. Everything. You know what I mean? For real, that's just the thing with my mother, you know. Alright? Now I'm gonna go ahead now and peel the bananas. So I'm using my thumb, my big thumb, and work it right, like so. Then I slide it down to break the banana open, the banana skin open, like so. That's how I do it, right? It's quite simple, you know. There's nothing to it. Alright, so here goes number 1. Then I peel off right here. You know, piece of skin. Then I'm gonna get another banana now, like so. Then do the same thing. So this is quite simple, you know. There's nothing to it. Now I know most of you probably know how to peel bananas, but you know, everyone do their thing differently. So I'm just saying that this is just another method that how you can pick it besides from your way, right? And with doing it this way, if I'm breaking the banana too, right? Yeah, you don't want to break the banana in the car. When I do break the banana, you know, I don't know. I just don't like it. I just don't like to break the banana. I like it when the bananas are whole within the pot. Right, so I'm gonna put these 2 in. Right, even though they're in water, I'm just gonna put them in because I don't want them to be black. Right, in they go, like so. Alright, so I got a few more to go. Now, what you can do to avoid from having the water black, right, is to use some vinegar. The vinegar is the ideal thing to use. Some people use like the fat from a piece of chicken or the fat from kidney, right? But just to let you know, the right thing to use is the vinegar. Right? The vinegar does the work properly, right? Now you don't want to add too much, you know, right? You can add approximately like 1 teaspoon of vinegar, and that should be the trick. But it depends on the amount of banana that you're gonna cook to. So if you're gonna cook, say for instance, like a whole bunch of banana, right? So you know you wanna add the vinegar as count to the amount of water that you have. Furthermore, with the amount of bananas in the pot, right? That's just a thing. Alright, in this one goes as well. Let me see what's going on here. I think I have 2 olives, yeah. I have 2 more remaining, alright?
what to chase.
So you see that? Just run my finger across like so, break it apart, then take my finger and break the skin from the banana itself.
Find my way.
Right.
Caught up in a daydream. I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place. See, cause everybody wanna tell you bad things. What could go wrong? What fame brings, but success is a finicky thing. And if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. Run away, I don't have to plan it. I can go, change my fate, you won't understand it. All alone, that's okay, people I can't stand them. They don't want me to change, keep me where I'm standing. And I don't wanna be where I am. And I want something more, take a chance. It could be possibly my last dance, my last dance. And I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I grew up in a place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place. See, cause everybody wanna tell you bad things. What could go wrong? What fame brings, but success is a finicky thing. And if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. Run away, I don't have to plan it. I can go, change my fate, you won't understand it. All alone, that's okay, people I can't stand them. They don't want me to change, keep me where I'm standing.
Now guys, check out the view guys. Look what good food I cook. Yeah man, some Dasheen and dumpling with green bananas, alright? So I'm gonna allow it to cook, and you know, I'm gonna allow it to finish cook, and then you'll see the results when it's finished. Alright guys, as you can see now, you have to see that all the food is now in the pot. Now what I'm gonna do is to add 1 teaspoon of salt. That's 1 teaspoon of salt to the pot. See, 1 teaspoon of salt to the pot, right? I don't need to add no more than just 1 teaspoon. Right? Then I'm gonna give it a little stir, just a little stir, right? Just a little stir like so. As you can see, the Dasheen and the green bananas along with my caramel dumplings. Alright, some of these dumplings are so attached together. There it is. Now, after adding the salt to the pot, I'm gonna go ahead and add some vinegar, right? Now, as we said before, with the vinegar, it will prevent the watch from getting black, right? I'm just gonna add like a vinegar to it. That should be it. Then I'm gonna cover the pot.
Everybody wanna do bad things. What could go wrong? What fame brings, but success is a finicky thing. And if you ain't sure, no, it'll never be. I don't wanna let myself.
Oh, even though we cover the pot, I'm gonna give it a few minutes to come to a boil, just to check the level of something, right? Alright, so the food has now come to a final closure, so I'm going to turn the flame off and I'm going to show you what it looks like. So see the guys, food done cooking on the mandarin. Alright, so that's turned off. I'm going to attend to the baked bean and saltfish on the flame. Alright, so see the saltfish are bubbling on. Yeah, indeed. Saltfish are bubbling. Now the thing about this, guys, let's say, because I don't really consume too much saltfish, that's why I didn't use much. Now, you see, for you guys, if you want to use more than just quarter pound of saltfish, you can go ahead and do it. But for me, you know what I mean, quarter pound of saltfish is good for me. You know, I don't need to use half pound and 1 pound. That's gonna be a lot, you know what I mean? But then if you're cooking for a family, and you want to use at least 1 pound to 2 pounds with a couple of baked beans, you know what I mean? That's on you, you know what I mean? Do what you must. But for me, this is just a meal for me and my daughter, you know what I mean? And I don't need too much of a saltfish. Alright, so that's a wrap. The saltfish now finished cooked, so I'm going to turn on the flame now. And I'm going to let it sit for a few minutes. Then I'm going to take it out, place in a container of water to cool, and then I'm going to pick it up. So stay tuned. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead now and take the saltfish from the boiling water. I'm going to place it now within the bowl here of cold water to reduce the heat of it. And then I'm going to pick it off. Like when I say pick it, I'm talking about the scale on the back here, and pick the bones out, and then I'm gonna pick it up. So stay tuned for that. Alright, so the saltfish is now cool, so I'm just gonna go ahead and use my hands and pick out the scale. As you can see, it's quite simple. There's nothing to it. I don't need a knife to scale it off, right? So I'm just using my hands and my fingers really to scale it off. Get off all that scale off of the fish.
I will run away, I don't have to plan it. I can go change my fate, you won't understand it. All alone, that's okay. People I can't stand them, they don't want me to change, keep me where I'm standing. And I don't wanna be where I am, and I want something more, take a chance. It could be possibly my last dance, my last dance. And I don't wanna let myself down, myself down. place where they told you what to chase, told you how to run the race. Every move was on the page, but I didn't like their way. Had to fight and misbehave, had to find a way to change, had to leave to find my way. Caught up in a daydream, I beat my mind up there almost daily. It's how I pass time, no opinions safely. It's how I understand what I want in this place, see. Cause everybody wanna tell you bad things. What could go wrong? What fame brings?
Now guys, I'm gonna add the flame beneath the skillet. Alright. Light the flame, and I'm going to allow it to get hot. Then I'm gonna pour some oil in. And then I'm gonna fry up my seasonings, alright? So stay tuned for that. Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead now and pour some oil within the skillet. No, I'm not going to pour too much oil, just a little bit of oil, just to fry the seasonings and the saltfish, alright? That should be it. That should be it. That should be just about it. Alright, next I'm going to go and get my seasonings. Get that far from where I'm standing.
I will run away, I don't have to plan it. I can go change my fate, you don't understand it. All alone,
Okay.
that's okay.
So I'm just going to pick my seasoning off. I'm going to allow the seasoning to fry out for a couple of minutes. Right? And then I'll be adding my saltfish to it. Just increase the flame a little bit. I was turned down. I'm just increasing it now. Yeah, like so. So within my skillet, I have tomato, scallion, right? Onion, and I also have pepper, which is Scotch bonnet pepper. I never had no sweet pepper because what I have was finished, and that's just it. I'm just using what I have, right? So that's some onion, scallion, tomato, and Scotch bonnet pepper. And I also have some thyme right here beside me, but I'm not going to add thyme to it right now. I'm just going to allow the season to fry for a little bit, and then I'm going to add the saltfish to it. Then sprinkle a black pepper on it, just to season it. Alright, I'm going to give it at least the next minute, and then I'll just add in my saltfish. Right, and allow the saltfish to fry up with the seasonings. Then I'm going to add some black pepper to it. Then I'm going to go ahead and add my beans, right? That will have been my baked beans, alright? So as you know now, it's baked beans and food. Baked bean and saltfish with food. That's dumpling and dasheen and banana, alright? Alright, so it's been a minute now, so I'm going to go ahead and pour in the saltfish, like so. You know, as I said before, I do not want to use too much saltfish because, you know, the saltfish is not good for me. So that's why even when you see me cook ackee and saltfish, that's why I don't use too much saltfish. Now, some people love the saltfish, you know, but I'm not a saltfish lover. to the extent, you know what I mean? I will eat it, you know, but I'm not a lover of it. But I have a sister, my gosh, she loves saltfish right through, you know. But what she prefers most is the excavated saltfish. Real. Now as you can see now, you see even though I did put some oil in it, look at it now. It just as if you don't see no oil in it, right? But there's oil in the pot. I'm just saying in terms of there's not a lot of oil within the skillet here. Right, so I'm gonna go ahead now and sprinkle some black pepper. Right? You know, them say black pepper is not good for man, but you know, you have to enhance the flavor of the meal you're cooking, you know what I mean? And I do not want to add too much black pepper either, but I'm just adding a bit of black pepper to it. Make everyone fry up and thing for the next minute. Then I'm gonna go ahead and pour in my bean, alright? So my bean would be right here. This is my last cup baked bean, alright? Yeah, man. So I'm gonna allow the season to fry up for at least the next minute, and then I'm gonna add my baby. Alright guys, so the saltfish with the seasoning of fry up. So I'm gonna go ahead now and pop over my bean. Alright, here we go. Now I want to be careful too, you know, when you pop open these things, because the cover can easily cut. You know, it can easily cut you, so I want to be careful when doing this. I'm just gonna pour the beans out, like so. Alright, so I'm just shaking out all the beans from out of the tin into the skillet. Alright. So I'm gonna give it a stir because I want everything to combine, you know, so the baked bean, the saltfish, and the seasonings, everything should be combined. No guys, you do not need to add no ketchup to this because the baked bean itself is also sweet, you know what I mean? It has sweet flavor, so no ketchup is needed here, alright? I hope you hear me clearly. No ketchup is needed here, none whatsoever. Alright, so I'm just giving this a good stir just to ensure that, you know, everything is mixed up, you know what I mean? You don't have too much saltfish in one area, you know what I mean, or too much seasoning, and just making sure that it's balanced. Alright, now after doing so, I'm gonna go ahead now with my times. I did told I have some time, but the time goes in at this point, right? Time is not something that fries. Time, they put time in the pot to give it flavor, right? Not to fry, right? When you fry up a season, they don't do that.
I don't have to plan it. I can go change my fate. You won't understand it. All alone, that's okay. People I can't stand them. They don't want me to change. Keep me where I'm standing. And I don't want to be where I am. And I want something more. Take a chance.
Alright guys, so now it's finished. So I'm gonna turn the flame off now. And let it sit, alright? So that's about it. Guys, it has always been a pleasure to share with you what I prepare in my kitchen, so please remember to thumbs up the video, leave a valuable comment, share me out, subscribe to my channel and hit that post notification bell and allow it to be on all. That way you'll be the first person to be notified whenever I drop a new video. Thank you for watching.